Okay, so now this video will be taking a look at the difference between ganglion and nuclei. So the definition of ganglion and nuclei is a group of neuron bodies. A group of neuron bodies altogether. Not the axon part of the neuron, not the dendrites, but the body part. A group of neuron bodies all packed together. And the definition of a nuclei is a group of neuron bodies. So, of course, obviously, we're asking the question now, what's the difference? So, if a group of, first of all, let's look at a group of neuron bodies. So, if we have, for example, we have one little neuron here. Let's say this is the neuron body, and you have axons coming out this way, and you have dendrites, for example, just as a little simple example here, dendrites coming in this way. So, when we look at this definition and we say, okay, this is a group of neuron bodies, so a group of neuron bodies means you got a whole bunch of these guys, neuron bodies all packed together in a little ball, and one little big ball, for example. The axons are all hanging out, flashing out over here. All their axons are sort of tails, kind of going out. Then their dendrites are coming in this way, right? So we got all these dendrites coming in here, then the neuron bodies are all in here together, and the axons are hanging out. So if we say, okay, this is a group of neuron bodies, so what is the difference now between a group of the ganglion, which is a group of neuron bodies, and a nuclei, which is a group of neuron bodies? The difference is nuclei. When we say the word nuclei, we mean a group of neuron bodies in the central nervous system. Okay, now we have a group of neuron bodies. Ganglion also means a group of neuron bodies where in the peripheral nervous system. So that is the difference between ganglion, which is in the peripheral nervous system, and nuclei, which is a group of neuron bodies in the central nervous system. One easy way I like to remember this is when you have nuclei, central nervous system, we see the C in the central nervous system in nuclei, and we see the N, which it starts there, the C and the N. So we know, okay, the C and the N, this is the central nervous system. So that's the difference here. Again, this is about the neuron bodies. Whenever you have a group of neuron bodies all packed in together like this little lump thing here is called a ganglion if it's in the peripheral nervous system, and a nuclei if in the central nervous system. Now let's take a look at, when I say peripheral nervous system, we all kind of know what this means. This means not in the spine of the brain, meaning kind of out here on the arms, out here on the legs, in the midsection here. This is the peripheral nervous system. So these ganglion are outside here, outside the spinal system and the central and the brain. Now, of course, in the central nervous system here, the nuclei, these are only kind of up here in the brain and all on the spine. And then everywhere else is the peripheral nervous system. So when we're talking about neuron bodies in the brain, we're talking about nuclei. When we're talking about neuron bodies all packed in together, ganging up, right, they're on the peripheral nervous system. That's the difference in these two terms.